Now, vertical growth. Um, I use that as an illustration. My wife and I went on holiday to Egypt, and I sat just in front of the Sphinx and asked her to take a photograph of it. You can see the difference, and you can work out who looks the better. But certainly, horizontal growth will create good-looking faces. And the ancient Egyptians knew that much more than we seem to today. Now, people say to me, well, John, how does it occur? When does it occur? And I have done, again, an awful lot of basic research. This isn't a high-level research. I've just looked at faces treated with fixed appliances. Now, many of you may use fixed appliances. I would say, please don't, but certainly look at these two photographs of the little girl on the left and was told she needed treatment. They fitted fixed appliances to her teeth on the left. Her father was interested in this, and so he did this particular comparison. He took another photograph of her. It was only, I think, 8 months later. You see that her mandible has dropped by, 4 or maybe 5 millimeters. That is what fixed appliances do. They weren't active. They just wanted to create more space. So she had the appliances, but look what it did to her face. What is perhaps remarkable is that we'd been in contact before she started treatment. He said that she was going to have fixed appliances, and I said that will lengthen her face. So he had asked her orthodontist if it might lengthen the face. And I think you won't be surprised to know that the orthodontist said, no, certainly not. It won't have any effect on the shape of the face. Well, you can see he was entirely wrong. And I think most orthodontists sincerely don't know the amount of damage they do. But many of you in the audience will know what and understand what I'm saying. Now, this is basically vertical growth. You'll be perhaps horrified to know that most people tend to grow in a direction of over 80 degrees. This one is 95, but it just shows how Gnathian or Preconian grows forward, down, rather than forward, whereas the plants is, should I say, the horizontal growth looks much more like this. You'll find that there is the direction of growth is less than 45 degrees. And that will produce a good-looking face in every occasion. But you won't find it happens with orthodontic cases. In fact, I have a case here where you can see this chap, a friend of mine, Brian Huckle. He treated this boy or girl, I don't know which, and you can, with orthotropics, and you can see how nicely she grew forward. I would shout that as about around 50 degrees, quite nice forward growth there. The teeth weren't perfectly straight, so he decided to fix appliances just to straighten the teeth. Now, many of you in the audience today may do the same. You get a result with orthotropics or forward growth, whatever you're using, and it looks nice, the face looks nice, but the teeth aren't quite perfect. So you say, oh, I know, I'll use fixed appliances, or maybe Invisalign. A lot of people I know use stage 1 appliance and then follow with Invisalign. But I would say, look at what happens. This was what happened when he fitted fixed appliances. You can see how the growth has grown almost completely downward. Well, I think you can see that. And the jaw didn't grow forward at all, but grew quite seriously vertically. That's fixed appliances for you. That's what they do. Well, now moving teeth. I don't think you should move teeth at all, and I try and avoid that. I would rather move the bone. But Sam Weinstein, he did research way back in the middle of the last century, and he suggested that you shouldn't use the force of more than 2 grams per tooth. Now, that's a very light force indeed. You can hardly feel that weight on your hand. Now, current fixed appliances move the teeth bodily, usually using a force of 50, often 100 grams. That's really heavy pressure. And as a result, it often causes quite severe resorption. All orthodontists will say, yes, treatment causes resorption. They all know that. They don't deny it. But they don't appreciate the damage that they do. Now, I research this in a very simple way. I simply...
John, excuse me, John. Can you
Sorry,
hear me?
yes. What, Simon?
We have a time deadline for vacating.
Yes, how much time is it? We've almost run out of it, haven't we? Sorry, yes. Well, I think I've really said what I wanted to. And I hope the audience is with me. Perhaps I should
I think we have about 10 minutes of question time.
Yes.
Perhaps some of the audience might like to ask you some questions.
That would be good. Laura, could you help me? I'm just getting them. As you know, Simon, I'm very deaf and I'll find it hard. Well, could you listen to the questions and tell me? Could you, ask questions, Simon, I'm ready.